Phase 1. Tank should tank Helya facing one side of the room. Random members will get tanked to the sea, which has to be dispelled, and once it is, it leaves behind a green swirl. Avoid these. Note that a tank will always be targeted with this. The tank has to stay in melee range at all times or corrosive nova will happen, which can easily wipe a raid. Random players, including the off tank, will be targeted by an orb of corruption. Slowly kite it until the orb disappears. Do not let it hit you. Helya will cast Bile Water Breath every 25 seconds in the direction she's facing. No one should get hit by this except the main tank. The breath leaves behind 4 bile water slimes. You have 20 seconds to kill the slimes before they explode and deal massive raid-wide damage. All DPS should turn to kill these. The tank that gets hit by the breath takes a 30-second debuff that increases the damage of the next breath. Since the breath happens every 25 seconds, this is the taunt off debuff. A tentacle will emerge from either the front or back of the platform. The tentacle will slam to the ground, dealing damage split amongst everyone it hits. If it hits the ground, it will cause a wipe. Use classes with immunities to soak this, like hunters, mages, or paladins. Phase 2 starts once Helya reaches 65% health. Helya will back away from the area so you can't attack her, and her tentacles will wrap around various pillars of the room. 3 in the back, 2 up front where she was, and 2 on either elevated platform. Adds will spawn during this phase: a Grime Lord, Night Watcher Mariner, and plenty of decaying minions. Helya will also cast a wave that hits the group to deal moderate damage. The first wave spawns these adds, and then they spawn every so often. Tanks take the adds to the left of the back 3 tentacles. If you see the Mariner up, all DPS have to kill it ASAP. Kill the 3 back tentacles while AoEing all the decaying minions. Then once those 3 tentacles are dead, kill the Grime Lord. When the decaying minions die, they leave behind puddles, which will get swept away from the waves coming in. Go up one side of the elevated platform and kill the tentacles there. Do not kill the decaying minions up there because the wave doesn't reach that high, so the puddles will persist through the encounter and can overwhelm you if killed around the tentacles. Remember, if you see a Mariner spawn, kill it. Once those 2 tentacles die, move down to the main stage, killing the Grime Lord and AoEing all minions around him, so you move to the next platform. Do the same up here as the last. Then finally move to the main stage and kill the 2 front tentacles. Also throughout this phase, random players will receive Fetid Rot. Move away from players once it expires. Once all 9 tentacles are defeated, phase 3 starts. Make sure the tanks run into melee range immediately so corrosive nova doesn't happen. This phase has a mixture of abilities from the previous 2. Still dispel the taint of the sea, and bring the Night Watch Mariner that spawns in immediately to kill it off. When the corrupted breath happens, it leaves a healing absorption debuff on anyone that it hits. Tank swap the breath still. On heroic, it's a good idea to have the breath happen closer towards the middle, while making sure no one gets hit by it except for the main tank, because the breath spawns corrupted bolts that must be soaked by players or they deal raid-wide damage. Orb of Corrosion will happen on 3 players that must be kited like the Orb of Corruption from phase 1. Except this orb will leave behind decaying puddles, so kite them around the sides of the room. The waves will still occur that will still wipe away all the decaying puddles. Decaying minions also still spawn, so kill them off quickly. They will still leave behind decaying puddles that will be washed away.